This is Cloak and Dagger. Even though these are two individually carded figures and you have to buy it separately, I'm doing this review of both at the same time because Cloak and Dagger are a team in the comic books and they've always been a team, so you really can't have one without the other. So for this review, I'm going to review both of them at the same time, and the only question is which figure to review first. And this is Dagger. We'll start with Cloak over here. Cloak is about 6 3/4 inches tall. Cloak comes with the headpiece of SPDR. This is a spider robot, and it takes 6 parts to complete. One thing is, you see the cape? It has a translucent type plastic to it, a very dark translucent to it. And it might be tough to see, but there's black stripes with the very dark blue here, like a navy blue for the cape. So you can see the stripes. And it's really just a black costume. Since it's very hard to review this, I just took the cape off, and you could take out the clasp here, and you could see how it has that plastic. You can see it clearly here, the lining of the black, and has a clasp over here. It's easier to review Cloak without the cape on, and they did something real interesting here. Also, the hood, you cannot remove it, it's glued on, but you can take a look at the face here. You can see the plastic, the see-through-ish look to it. But look at his hands. They made the hand part with that same dark plastic, where it's a little translucent. Not the rest of the body, but just the hands. It's a really nice little detail that could be overlooked. The rest of the costume is just a black body mold, standard Marvel Legend body mold, which is pretty good if you just want a base body to make customs probably. There's no sculpt detailing to it, so it's a nice blank base mold for that purpose. And other than the cape, which limits posability a lot, the figure itself has a lot of articulation. The head and a ball joint could go down, up, to the sides. Ball jointed shoulder area, in, out, up, down. Swivel biceps. Double elbow articulation. The wrists you can spin, go in or out. Upper torso articulation. Down, up, and swivel waist. Hips on the ball joint, side to side. Up and down. Swivel thighs. And it has a double knee articulation, calf articulation, and the ankles on a ball joint, up, down, and to the sides. The only problem is, when you put him in his cloak, as he should be in his cape, you're really limited in terms of posing and displaying options overall. Dagger is about 6 1/4 inches tall. Dagger comes with the torso of SPDR. This is a spider robot that takes 6 parts to complete, and this is a main part, and it comes with this figure. As for Dagger over here, one standout thing is this. It attaches at the wrist. It's an accessory showing her dagger light powers that she throws objects out. It's attached to the sculpt, but it's a nice representation of her power, her throwing power. She has no other accessories than that. and it's a basic female body mold that they've used before. And again, like Cloak, there's no sculpt detailing really to this figure. So if you want a blank base body to make custom female figures in the Marvel Legends line, this is a good base body mold. You can see it here. She has like a crescent tattoo mark on the face here by the right eye. The head sculpt looks nice for a Marvel Legends figure. You can see the hair, the detailing. The hands, they've had this before in other figures, but it's two different poses at least. The head on a ball joint, side to side. Up and down is really restrained and not too much, maybe because the hair gets in the way. Shoulder area on a ball joint can go up, down, in or out. The elbow, one point of articulation, and you can't spin it. And the wrists, in, out, can't spin those. Upper torso articulation, side to side, up and down, but nothing at the waist. Hips on a ball joint, side to side, up and down. Swivel thighs, has a double knee articulation. Nothing at the calf, but the ankles on a ball joint, up, down, and to the sides. And so that's Dagger, and this is the team of Cloak and Dagger. And I'm going to give my final thoughts about these figures in a moment. So overall, what do I think of Marvel Legends Cloak and Dagger? Even though they are individually carded figures, I reviewed it here together because they are a team in the comic books and they've always been together from the first appearance. And so I felt review-wise, it was best to review them together because if you get one figure, chances are you'd probably get the other to complete the team. And I think Cloak and Dagger here are well made, even though it is a bit on the plain side. Because on Cloak, his cape covers his whole body almost, and there is no real detailing or body sculpt. It's just a plain look under the cape. And for Dagger, it just uses one of the generic female body molds. And again, there's not much sculpt detailing. It's a very plain costume as well. So both looks visually are pretty plain and simple. And so I guess on that, it's not really detailed in terms of the figures themselves. I do like the effect that on Cloak, you see his cape, it has a little translucent type of look to it. And I don't know exactly how Hasbro made that, but they did a great job in terms of the cape and that look. And it's nice that they gave Dagger that effect pot to show her light powers. So it was really nice that they gave that extra accessory for Dagger. And it's a pretty good set. These are Spider-Man allies, and so they have worked with Spider-Man in the past. It's good if you're building a display. These are two fine additions to any Marvel Legends collection, and it's the first time they have had 6-inch figures in this scale. And so that's the review, and thanks for watching.